Why should I learn to code? AI is going to replace developers anyway. I see this comment every single day. And to be honest, I get it. I've seen the demos, I've seen the videos, ChatGPT writing code, Copilot auto-completing entire functions, people on X building apps in 10 minutes, and then don't need to write a single line of code. It looks like magic. It really looks like the end of programming as we know it. But here's the thing, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you. The reality is always different than the hype. And by the end of this video, I think that you will see that coding beyond 2026 forward isn't just still relevant, it might be more important than ever. But before that, allow me to present myself. I'm Akawashi. I've been a senior Android developer for over 9 years now. I've worked for top clients like BMW Group, Deliveroo. I've worked for so many different startups. And I've seen it all in these 9 years. I've seen changing programming languages. I've seen how software developers evolve during this time. And I've also seen life before AI, life when the AI bubble appeared, and life now, after everybody's familiar with the AI bubble. And if you've been following me on this channel before and you're like, why the fuck is he speaking in English? I've decided to appeal to the world. I figured I'm talking about programming anyway, so might as well do it in the native programming language, which is English. Maybe soon Chinese, who knows? But until then, we're gonna stick to English. First, let's be clear on what we're actually talking about. When people say AI are going to replace developers, they are usually talking not about AI, but more like LLMs, large language models. Things like ChatGPT, Claude, GitHub Copilot, Cursor. These are incredibly powerful tools, and I use them every day, to be honest. They write code, they explain complex concepts, they help you debug problems. But here's what they actually are. Just a very sophisticated autocomplete. They predict what text should come next based on training data, and they're incredibly good at it. Sometimes scary good, but, and this is crucial, they don't really understand what they are writing. They don't know if the code actually solves your problem, they don't know if it's secure, they don't know if it's going to work in your existing ecosystem, and they don't know about that very weird edge case that users will actually experience pretty often. This is actually the thing that no one actually likes to talk about during those viral demos. Every AI coding tool needs an actual human who knows what they're doing, because that human actually communicates to the LLM. It tells them what to build, that human then checks if the output is correct, that human also fixes the parts that are wrong, and that human also makes the generated code work with everything else that we have in this infrastructure. And who's that human, you might ask? Well, in my case it's me, the developer. In your case it can be you, also the developer. As you can see, developers are still important. There's this trend going on right now called vibe coding, and people who have never written a production level line of code are super excited about it, and they love to share their unsolicited opinion. Here's what vibe coding basically means. The idea is that you do not need to learn programming, bro. Just describe what you want to an AI, bro, and that AI is going to build it all for you, bro. You go with the vibes, and if it works, you ship it. If it doesn't, you ask the AI to fix it, bro. And look for a quick prototype for like a weekend hackathon or for some trying to test some ideas. If you're trying to build a proof of concept, it's good. It's actually very good. It's better than anything out there. But let me tell you what happens inside the real world. The code that comes from vibe coding is almost always messy. It has no structure. It's not organized, it's unscalable. It works if you have about 10 users, but when you have a million users, kind of dies. It's insecure, it's full of vulnerabilities that you didn't even know exist. It's unmaintainable, and it's going to be a nightmare if you want to change anything in the next 6 months. And it's very fragile, because when you do want to change something, a small change can make everything. Here's the worst part actually. If you don't know how to code, you won't know this problem even exists until it's too late. You will ship something that looks like it works, users will sign up, true, data will flow in, you're gonna feel like a fucking god for building a software solution without writing code. And then one day, everything is going to fall apart. You'll have security breaches, you'll have data loss, you'll have crashes that you don't even know where they come from. You'll have no idea why, and you'll have no idea how to fix it. In fact, I want to challenge you to something. If you believe that vibe coding is the future and that developers are not needed anymore, here's the challenge. Try vibe coding the YouTube application. Not the video player, not just the plain video player, the actual full YouTube app. Build user accounts and the authentication system, video uploading and processing it, recommendations, search, comments and likes, subscriptions and notifications, monetization and ads, content moderation. Build a solution that works on web, on iOS and on Android, on smart TVs, an app that handles millions of users simultaneously, and an app that doesn't get hacked in the first week. Try it, seriously. Go ahead. See how far the vibe gets you, sir. Here's the thing, before you waste your time. We've actually been here before. During the Industrial Revolution, machines came along and they were able to do the work of dozens of people. Suddenly, tasks that normally took hours or days could be done in minutes. And people panicked, oh my god, the machines are going to replace all the workers. But here's what actually happened. The machines didn't replace the workers. They changed what workers needed to know. Does that make sense? Leave a comment if it makes sense. Before the Industrial Revolutions, you needed big guys with big arms, kind of like myself here. And these guys with the strong arms, they used to weave the fabric by hand. And after the Industrial Revolution, you needed to understand how the loom machine works. The guy who just had strong arms, he struggled. The guy who learned how the machine works, he thrived. Same thing is happening right now with AI. People who think, I don't need to learn anything because AI can do anything for me, bruh. They're the strong arm guys. They're the ones who are going to struggle. The people who learn how the technology actually works, who understand the fundamentals, who can direct the machine and catch its mistake, they are the ones that are going to thrive. Not everyone could operate industrial machines just because they existed. You needed to learn, you needed to understand, and it's the same thing with AI coding tools. They exist and anybody can theoretically use them, but using them well, using them to build real production level applications, high quality software, that takes knowledge, that takes skill, that takes architectural knowledge. It takes understanding what's happening under the hood, how the app actually works. What are the common problems that are normally inside an application? Let me be a bit more specific about what you actually need to learn and what AI cannot generally do for you. Number one, understand your actual problem. AI can write code, we've established that. But it cannot figure out what code needs to be written. What is the user actually trying to do? What are the constraints? What are the edge cases? What happens when the network fails? What happens when the user does something unexpected, like all users do? You know, the things that the guys from product don't actually catch. These questions require human understanding of context. And AI just doesn't have that. Number two, architecture and system design. This is where vibe coders die. Real software isn't one file of code. It's dozens, hundreds, thousands of files that all need to know how to work together. How does the app talk to the server? How does the server talk to the database? How do you handle 10 users versus 10 million users? How do you keep it secure? This is called architecture. Just like when building a house. Before you actually lay the brick, you develop a plan. The architecture of the house. How is the foundation? Where is the wall going to be? Where is the electricity panel going to be? This ain't something you can vibe code, son. If you got the architecture wrong, no amount of AI generated code is going to save you. You will actually build on broken foundations. Number three, quality and edge cases. AI writes the code that works for the happy path. And between you and me, not even that, when everything is going according to plan. But in the real world, things are never going according to plan. The network drops, the user enters some weird data, two things or multiple things are happening at the same time, the phone runs out of memory, a third-party service goes down. And how do you handle all of this? It's called defensive programming. It's writing code and designing architecture with these problems already in mind. And this is what the professional does. And AI, to be honest, even if the marketing is very, very good, he struggles a bit with these things. Number four, things that AI is bad at. Knowing if your code is actually good. And this is a big one. too. AI can generate code that runs, theoretically. But is it good code? Is it readable? Is it efficient? Is it secure? Will it cause problems in 6 months? Can another developer come on the project and actually understand that code and build on top of it? If you don't know how to code, you have no idea how to evaluate this. You're just going blind. You're trusting a tool with no actual reason to understand what it's doing and to tell you, don't worry, bro. Have you seen that meme where a guy has a mushroom and asks ChatGPT or Claude, hey, is this mushroom poisonous? And he goes, nah. He eats it, he dies, and then you see the AI next to his grave. Oh, you're actually right. My mistake. That's actually a poisonous mushroom. Do you want to learn more about poisonous mushrooms? You get the idea. Would you trust getting a heart transplant from ChatGPT? Well, okay, I've been a bit hard on the AI. And let me be clear. I'm not anti-AI. I'm not anti-LLMs. I actually use them every day. I'm the biggest fan of them. And here's what they are actually good at. They can speed up repetitive code and boilerplate code. It's much easier to search and navigate the code base. For example, I'm building an Android app, and sometimes some features are implemented on iOS app, but not on Android app. And I'm not an iOS developer, but I run an LLM instance in the iOS code, and I can ask him, hey, how does this app handle this from this perspective? It can explain unfamiliar code to you. It can generate some first drafts. It can help you with learning because you can ask questions. And it's basically your, kind of like your other developer that you can bounce ideas with. These are the real productivity gains that AI offers you. Developers who use these AI tools are generally faster than the ones who do not use them. But notice what all of these things have in common. They all require you to know what you're doing. You need to know what boilerplate to ask for. You need to understand the explanation. You need to evaluate the first draft. You need to know what actual questions to ask. AI is a power tool, and give this power tool to an expert. They will create a masterpiece much faster. Give this power tool to someone with no training, they are going to end up hurting themselves. So let me answer clearly the question everybody asks. Will developers be replaced by AI? No. Developers will actually replace their ways of working. They will all use AI as a tool. And everybody's already using AI as a tool. The same like we use IDEs, like we use Stack Overflow, or like we used Stack Overflow, how we use Google, how we use documentation. But the fundamental job, understanding the problem, designing the solutions and building the system that works, that's not going anywhere. And that's still developers' responsibility. The skill is still required. AI will just help skilled individuals win easier. And here's the thing that should actually excite you. If you learn to code now, if you understand the fundamentals, the architecture, the thinking, you will be in a tiny minority of people that actually think and know the skill and use these AI tools efficiently. Everybody else will be just vibe coding, son, and they'll be wondering why their app isn't working. You'll actually be building real stuff, getting hired, solving real problems, and making bank. AI is not a threat, it's the actual biggest opportunity there is. So here's my pitch to you. Learn to code, seriously. Not despite AI, just because of AI. The people who understand the fundamentals will use AI to 10x their speed. The people who skip the fundamentals and just vibe code, they're going to be stuck in a loop and die. And don't worry about it, I got you covered. Because the thing that I want to do from now on is actually share my expertise beyond just this video. Actual practical expertise. That's why in the next video that's actually live right now, I'll put a link in the description, in the first comment, I'm going to tell you about Kotlin, the programming language that we are going to be learning together, and why I think it's the best choice for beginners in 2026. Then we are going to start from absolute zero. You won't be needing any experience, and I will teach you, I will take you by the hand, I will show you the world of Android development, the skill that I have been doing for the past 9 years, the skill that landed me well-paying clients that are recognized on the world stage, and hopefully you will also see that the AI scare is just a scare. If you know what you are doing, you're going to be so much faster than the majority. By the end of the course that I will make, you will be able to write real code, understand it, know when AI is going to be giving you useful code, and know when it's hallucinating, and actually land a job. This is not a vibe coding project that you just vibe code in a Saturday night and you wonder, why aren't people using my product? I vibe coded it. Probably because you suck. I will teach you how to not suck and be actually good. That's the real power. That's real job security. That's the skill that's going to make you valuable for decades to come. And if it sounds good for you, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can get notified when I post a new video, and I'll see you in the next one. Please do watch the Kotlin video right now. I'll leave a snippet right now at the end of the video, and I'll wait for you there.